Hey everyone, in this video we're going to go over the SUMIF function inside of Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. The function is going to work the exact same whether you're using Google Sheets like we love or Microsoft Excel. So first, the general concept of the SUMIF function is to add up certain values if they meet a certain criteria. This is incredibly valuable if you have large sets of data and you don't want to mess around with filters and you want to quickly see the totals given specific criteria. So in this example, we have a sales team. We have their first name, the date of the sale, the product they sold, the state in which the sale was made, and then sales. Your headings will vary, but the whole point is that we have something to total, which is for us going to be the sales. And we have different variables here that we can use as the criteria for filtering. So over here on the right, I have some pre-built criteria that we're going to work through, and I'll show you the formula. Also, if at any point you want, you can copy this worksheet. Just come to File, make a copy, and then rename to whatever you want, and then you can edit it and play along. This is just a live demo, but you can see all of the final formulas here. And that's going to give you a little bit of a head start when you go to create your own SUMIF formulas. We've gone through most of the main examples that you'll come across. Okay, so let's work through these one by one together. If you see the one here that you are looking for right now, don't be shy. You can just skip to that part in the video. I'm going to go through them in order. And also, if you have the worksheet, just come over here, and this might give you a quick head start, just copying these formulas, replacing them on your spreadsheet with your own numbers. All right. Also, I'll put a link down below to an article that we have over at 80/20 Sheets that explains this in detail, that is written down. And you can go through that if you're the type of person that prefers to read these sort of tutorials versus watching them. Okay, so let's start with the first one. The criteria that we want is we want to find sales that were made by Mike. So what we're going to do is come to this cell. I'm going to press Enter, and we're going to put our SUMIF formula. So that's SUMIF. We're going to put parentheses, and now we're going to choose the range of cells that has the name. So where Mike will be. All right. So on all of these criteria, the thing that you're looking to find is going to be the first thing inside of the formula right after the SUMIF. Okay. We're going to put a comma. We're going to put quotation marks, and we're going to type it exactly as it appears. Mike. Capitalization does matter. And then we're going to select the array of cells that includes the stuff that we're going to actually add up. So in this case, that is sales. So we're going to select that. We're going to close that off with a parentheses going the other way. Press Enter. Okay. So that is that formula. And again, those are all available here. You just copy and paste them. Let's just double check to make sure. You should always double check before you submit a whole bunch of these. So he did that one and then this one. So it looks like he only made 2 sales. The sum does match up, so we are good to go there. All right, moving on. Next, we're going to work with this column, and that is the 2 types of products. We have solar panels and electric car charging ports. So in this example, we want to find all of the sales that were made from solar panels. So we're going to do the same type of formula. SUMIF, and then we're going to choose that array, and then a comma, and then we're going to, just like we did with the name, put solar panels. You do put the space and all of that. It should look exactly that same way. And then again, we're going to select the column with the cells, and we're good to go there. Let's do state now. SUMIF. We're going to select the state. We're going to do comma. And then we want Michigan. So we still are going to use our parentheses. And then comma. Sales. All right. Now we want to do sales that are greater than 1,000. This is where our formula is going to change. We're no longer going to have the main range, the criteria, and then the sum range. Instead, we're just going to have the sum range and then a logical operator and then a criteria. So it's going to look like this. Equals SUMIF, here, comma, and this is going to be greater than 1,000. So we're going to do in parentheses, greater than 1,000. Close it off. Make sure we put those quotations. And now the sum of all the sales that were over $1,000 is $9,824.50. Just to double check that, you can do this. And that is correct. Okay, now it's going to get a little bit more tricky, so pay close attention. We're going to do sales before June 1st, 2021. So we're going to start the same way as usual, equals sum if parentheses. We're going to choose that date range, comma. This is where it gets tricky, so pay attention. Quotation mark. And now since it's before the date, we need to use the less than symbol. If it's after a date, we use the greater than symbol. So the less than symbol, this one, with the big N pointing to the right side of the screen. And then we're going to close that with a quotation mark again. And now we're going to do an ampersand, which is shift 7. And then we're going to, in all caps, date, parentheses, and now the format will be year, which is 2021, comma, month, which is 6, comma, day, which is 1, and then an ending parentheses. And now we're going to do another comma, and then we're going to select that sales range. All right, $6,239. All right, next we have the option to only count things that have a blank cell in a certain range. This can be super beneficial. In this example, we'll just do ones that don't have a state. So to do that, we're going to do equals sum if, select that state range, comma, and now we're just going to put 2 quotation marks with nothing in between, comma, and then select the range. Close it off. And there we go. So the sum of this and this is 3,494. So a lot of case uses where you might want to do that. Now we can do the same thing where we don't count the things that have blanks. So we do this, select the same state range, comma, and this time we're going to do parentheses, but instead of leaving it blank, we're going to use the not equal symbols, which is the less than and the greater than symbol back to back. Close that off, comma, select the range, close it off, and now we're good to go. So this is everything that does have a state. All right, and last but not least is the sum if with a wildcard. A wildcard lets you put part of a text and then an asterisk that will allow it to expand the search. So for example, in this new set of data I have several salespeople that are named Nate, but they have different last names. This is kind of a wild example, but what we're going to do here is we're going to find the sum of salespeople who have the first name Nate. There's a lot of other more practical uses for this, but I'm just going to show you the concept, and then you can find ways to use it with your own data. So what we're going to do is it's going to be exactly like we did with a name search for Mike up here at the top, except for this time we're going to do equals sum if, and we're going to select that name range, comma, quotation mark, Nate, and then we're going to put that asterisk. And then we're going to put the end quotation mark, comma, and we're going to select that range, close it off. And now we have that data. So these are the sales that were made by these Nates. Pretty cool. So that is the wildcard function. All right, guys, that is everything that you need to know about sum if formulas. It's a really powerful alternative to using either a filter and then going through and calculating things manually or just doing it one by one. So this is a really powerful tool. Be sure to open up that free example worksheet that we have here, and you can copy and paste these formulas and use them with your own data, obviously changing names and ranges and all of that good stuff. But that should give you a little bit of a head start over everybody else. Also, if this is your first time to the channel and you want additional tips for Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel that will take you and your career to the next level, be sure to hit subscribe as we post 2 to 3 times every single week. All right, I will see you all in the next video.